All right, looks like we're live. All right, hey Cards fans, this is John with Cardinal Craze bringing you back for another rendition. Today on the show we have Cason Henry out of Walton High School in Georgia. Cason, how you doing?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for joining me on the show today. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about your recruitment. We're also going to be talking about your relationship with the staff. We're also going to be getting to know a little bit more about you. All right. So first thing I wanted to ask is, how's your family doing? Is everyone doing okay? Are they staying safe?
Yeah, we're all good. We're just yep.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So let me ask you. So you've been in communication with both Coach Ledford and Coach McKenzie. Now, just before we start, we kind of talked a little bit about that. And one of the things is Coach McKenzie has left. He's at Vandy, but you are still in contact with Coach Ledford, and you are being recruited at offensive tackle.
Yes.
Now, how tall do you stand at?
I'm 6'6.5".
6'6"? Wow. Very impressive. So for the most part, are you being recruited at guard or tackle?
Mostly tackle. My main position is tackle, but I play both, so I can play both. Okay.
Well, I did kind of want to ask, how has it been playing at Walton High School?
It's been a blast. I mean, I love every second of it. It's been we play good competition every year. I mean, it gets you better. We play at the highest level of Georgia football. Obviously, it's 7A. I mean, best football in the country.
All right. Well, that's great to hear, and I'm glad that you're playing at one of the higher levels and you're enjoying where you're playing at. So you have a plethora of offers ranging from several Power Fives to you're even getting a lot of attention from even some of the other Power Five conferences, or I'm sorry, other Power Five teams. And for the most part, I just want to kind of run that down. Currently, your offer list, which is Akron, Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina. Get up into the Power Fives, you get into Kansas, Louisville, Michigan State, North Carolina, and Purdue. Now, outside of that group, are there any that are currently talking to you or trying to recruit you heavily but have not offered?
Well, I mean, I'm talking to Auburn. I'm talking to Pitt heavily right now. I had a call with their coach yesterday. I've been in contact with FSU a lot, Northwestern. I mean, schools like that.
Wow, that is a crazy amount. And for the most part, I hope you come to the Cards. All right, so let's kind of get into it. And I wanted to ask, how has COVID-19 affected your recruiting so far? And have you done any virtual tours yet?
Well, I actually haven't done any virtual tours yet. It's actually really been kind of like I've still been in contact with coaches. Obviously, Twitter is very helpful, but like visiting wise, it's really been kind of detrimental because I've been really wanting to like go and visit the colleges that have been showing interest in me so I can make a decision later down the line. And it's been like I can't go, and it's been really detrimental, like because I really do want to go and I want to see the places and experience that. And I've been trying to go up there and do stuff, and it's just been I haven't been able to do it because of COVID.
Oh, that's understandable. Now, I did want to kind of ask, do you have any plans in the future to just kind of take, contact your high school, say, hey, I'm going to take a couple of days off, go on a road trip, maybe hit every college along the way, just kind of like get a feel for how the environment is?
Yeah, the colleges have to open up. They have to let people visit there before I can do anything. So I guess that's up to their staff, and all the colleges are going to open up at different times. And so we just have to make a plan according to that, I guess.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. And hopefully you'll be able to go on an official visit soon or even an unofficial visit, kind of just test out the waters. And hopefully that dead period will end. Now, I did want to ask, how has COVID affected the way you train, the way you work out, and have you been training with anyone in particular?
Well, I do train with Velocity Sports, which is a very, very good offensive line training program that my Coach Josh runs up in Atlanta. And I've been training there, and I have a home gym, and I've been doing stuff by myself because COVID. I actually give a lot of credit to quarantine for my success this season because I was just at my house, and I just got to wake up every day and lift weights and just do football stuff every day without having to worry about school or any other like leaving the house at all. And I actually attribute a lot of my success to that, to just me just lifting weights constantly for 3 months.
And I'll tell you, that has, obviously shown from you playing a little bit, which, you've put on a lot of muscle, you've put on the appropriate amount of weight. And so that kind of makes me want to ask, with all those distractions gone, being able to focus heavily on football, How have your are you still maintaining a good GPA?
Yeah, we're still good.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Now, what do you currently come in at weight wise?
I am 286 right now.
286. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like Rivals had you at 280, but hey, they'll need to update that.
Yeah.
All right. So, growing up in the Atlanta, Georgia area, what was it like for you? And did you have any adversities you had to overcome living in Georgia?
Well, we lived down in Atlanta, and it was Atlanta's obviously fun. I went to a Catholic school for most of my life, so I've been heavily in that. And then I just recently wanted to move to a public school because I'm more of a public school guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, that's true. But I'm more of a public school guy. That's what I think. So, I've been having a lot of fun down in Atlanta. I grew up playing football at the Atlanta Colts and Murphy Candler, which is a small park near us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it kind of all started. I was just having fun.
Okay, well, that's great to hear. Now, did you ever go to, well, what is it called? Is it Stone Mountain down there in Atlanta?
Stone Mountain, yeah. No, I actually have not been to Stone Mountain. I really need to go. You would think since I live next to it,
Well, that can happen. It's kind of like when people live at the beach, they don't go to the beach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why I love living in Kentucky because, really, we have no distractions.
Yeah.
All right. So, kind of getting into a little bit of Louisville, are there any players who are currently committed or already signed or even already playing at the university that you know?
Well, actually, no, I don't know anybody there right now, but both of my offensive line coaches actually played there. So, they are obviously connected to Louisville, and they were super excited to hear that I'm getting recruited by them. So that was a big influence on Louisville.
All right. Well, that's good to hear, and I'm glad to hear that that your offensive line coaches have played there. What were their names?
Coach Josh and then Coach Ryan.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely have to look them up afterwards and follow them on social media. All right. So, getting into a little bit more of Louisville football. So, your relationship with Coach McKenzie has ended for the University of Louisville and is going to potentially start up soon in Vandy. But I want to kind of look and talk about your relationship with Coach Ledford. Now, what can you say about Coach Ledford and his, and in your opinion, his recruiting, his work ethic, and who he is as a person?
Well, obviously, Louisville has a good offensive line program up there. I've been watching, so he's obviously a good offensive line coach, which is what I look for.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. I talk to him, and he's just down to earth. He's straightforward. He's just a good dude overall.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Now, obviously, Coach Ledford has actually has actually been the first coach, offensive tackle coach, to have two offensive tackle first-round draft picks consistently. And that was the last one was Mekhi Becton, and the first one was at NC State before he came to Louisville. I'm kind of blanking on that player's name, unfortunately. NC State fans, forgive me if you see this. But for the most part. So let me ask you, what type of other interests or hobbies do you have outside of football?
Well, I'm a big fishing guy.
Okay.
Down in we live right by the Chattahoochee River, so yeah. I also do wrestling. I play basketball. I like to do a lot of sports. I like cars.
Okay.
I do a lot of car stuff. I'm just a dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's understandable. But let me ask you, what kind of car is your favorite? Are you into the old muscle cars? Are you into?
I really do. I'm an American muscle guy.
American muscle. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Well, let me ask you, what's your favorite American muscle car?
It would have to be actually new American muscle car is definitely the Demon, the Dodge Demon.
The Dodge Demon. Okay.
I would have to go with that as my muscle car favorite right now. That's definitely my favorite.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. So I'm kind of a Jeep Wrangler guy myself. So if you got a Wrangler, I'm all over that. All right. So let me ask you, what are your goals for this coming year? Do you have any goals it can be on the field or off the field?
Well, I hope to reach 300 pounds, put on good weight, get a little bit faster, stronger, all that stuff, get self-improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to commit somewhere this year. and I hope to get. I would try to go for first team All State this year, which is my personal goal.
Yeah.
So I hope to get there. I think I can do it. I very well think I can do it. But first team All Region, first team All State are my goals for this year.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Now, I did kind of want to ask, do you have any like hidden talents? Like, are you great at crocheting, or can you run like a 4.0 and, or I'm sorry, a 40, four. Yeah, I'm. But anyways, do you have any hidden talents? I stumbled on that one.
I'm actually a very skilled cook.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, what is your favorite thing to cook? Do you have a recipe that always stands out?
I like cooking Mexican food basically because I cook for myself. So I'm a big Mexican food guy.
There you go. It shows self-independence, and you're going to need that at college. You're going to need to figure out how to cook.
Yeah, that's a good skill to have.
Oh, most definitely. So let me ask you, who is your favorite NFL team? Do you have one?
Well, it was the Atlanta Falcons, but we've been. Matt Ryan really just doesn't do it for me. I would have to say probably the Rams because my mom knows the coach, Sean McVay.
Really?
So, yeah, she went to high school with Sean McVay. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my uncle played with him. So.
Yeah. Wow, you got some connections then. Let me tell you.
He went to Marist with them. So.
Okay, well that's pretty cool. You are the first to tell me that a family member has connections to an NFL coach.
Yeah.
By far, and a former player to be that. Yeah. Well, yeah, pretty much. But for the most part, so were you mad when the Rams went from St. Louis and went out to LA?
No, I think it was. I was actually really happy for all the players because I think LA is way better to live at than St. Louis personally. And it does. I mean, living cost doesn't really matter to them, does it?
No, it really. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some of the active, what do you call them? The trainer, no, not trainer players, the practice players. To those guys, it matters where you live.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. So let me ask you, what are some of your strengths as both an athlete and as a person?
Well, as an athlete, as an offensive lineman, I played defensive line as well.
Okay.
So I bring that foot quickness and that hand quickness to my offensive line play. So I'm faster than most offensive linemen that you'll see. And I think my get off is one of my good strengths. And I have also a very strong punch. So I catch a lot of defenders off guard. And that's how I get out of I can really move people out of there quickly. So I think that's a good strength of mine.
Yeah. Now, how does that transition outside of football?
Outside of football? Well, like what?
I'm trying to think of that. Well, kind of drawing a blank on that. It'd be different if you were a bouncer. It'd be very different. I could be like, yes, you're transitioning very well. But no, that's. But do you have any? Do you have any strengths? Like, I guess cooking is a strength, though.
Yeah.
Because there we go. We'll go with that one. I guess that was a little bit of a complicated question. For the personal side, at least. Okay, so do you have any schools currently that have solidified a lead spot, or any colleges that are currently sticking out so far in your recruitment?
I'm not going to say anything about that because I have to visit these places and look and meet all the coaches in person and I'll see what kind of guys they are before I make any decisions. Because it really is like a rest of your life kind of decision. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, yes, of course I understand, and it's something that I like to tell the recruits is that, you got to understand this is, obviously you have the transfer portal available to you, but it's a very important decision. And it's unfortunate that, at your age, you have to make this critical decision, but you also have to be comfortable where you go and feel that you're going to succeed and you enjoy the environment and the camaraderie with the other players.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you, who's your biggest motivator? Is it someone in your family, your friends? It could even be a coach.
Well, it's probably my dad because he's coached me since I was literally like a little kid, and he's been my kind of football coach forever. So he's kind of one push. He's the one that pushed me to play, kind of focus on football.
Okay.
And so I kind of took his advice and focused on football, and here I am now. So I kind of attribute that to him, and he's the one that's kind of pushed me. When I didn't want to work out, he made me work out. And when I didn't want to get up and do whatever I needed to do, he made me do it. And obviously it's translated. So I give my credit. I'll give a lot of the credit to him.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. Now, is that the person who's laughing that I keep hearing every once in a while? Okay. Oh, there he is. Hi there, sir. Going to be internet famous. All right. Okay, well, for the most part, we're just going to kind of wrap it up with one more question about Louisville. Do you have any plans on taking a trip up here whenever you do your visit? Or I guess in a sense, are you going to kind of take a preemptive road trip and just kind of come up here and check out the campus sometime?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. Yeah.
Okay, well.
That's definitely on my list.
All right. Well, whenever you do, definitely there is a restaurant. Let me ask you real fast. Do you like gamey kind of food?
Depends.
Okay, depends. All right. I was going to suggest, if you're into wild boar, kangaroo, I don't know, Wagyu beef, if you really want to go down that path, I was going to recommend a restaurant for you if you go up to Louisville.
I'll definitely be open to the suggestion.
Okay. All right. Well, how about this? You hit me up if you go through Louisville. I'll be able to tell you, because I don't know if you're going to remember from this point, but I'll definitely tell you what they have is it's called the Game Restaurant over by Cave Hill Cemetery.
Okay.
You can, if you get there early enough in the morning, you can get a kangaroo burger, which is kangaroo meat. You can get a wild boar burger, which is wild boar, and the list goes on and on. You can get almost literally any type of animal you've ever questioned to yourself, I wonder what this tastes like. But make sure a coach takes you. I'm just gonna clarify that. Make sure a coach takes you, because it's a little pricey, ironically.
I mean, you're eating a kangaroo. I think so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like that.
Kangaroo. Yeah.
I have heard of some places down in Texas. They got a couple ranches where they have all these wild animals that they cook up. But
there's some weird restaurants down there, man.
Yeah, definitely. I hope to take a trip to Texas one day and find out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to do closing statements and just hang on the line whenever we do, so we can talk just a little bit afterwards. But okay. So we'll do closing statements. All right. Well, for the most part, Cards fans, this has been another edition of Cardinal Craze. Cason, thank you so much for coming out on the show and talking to me and breaking down your recruitment a little bit and talking about who you are as a person. And the last thing I forgot to ask, are you a video game player? That was on the tip of my tongue.
I am on the weekends, yes.
You are on the weekends?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you like to play?
I'm actually playing Doom right now.
Doom, all right. Yeah. Well, if you are looking for anyone to hit you up and join you, you can drop down your gamer tag in this video below, and I'll make sure that everyone goes out there and joins you. And you said Xbox, right?
Yes, I'm Xbox.
Okay, so I'll try and get them to join you on Xbox if you want. All right, so that kind of wraps it up. I appreciate you coming out. Hopefully we'll have you out on the show again in the future to talk a little bit more about your relationship with the coaching staff and everything else going from there. All right, but Cards fans, for the most part, go Cards.